Hello, my name is Tanya Garrison, and I'm thrilled to be sharing this reflection on my leadership journey and academic experience in the Organizational Leadership Program. To give you a little background, I've worked at Frost Bank for over 20 years in the Private Trust Division. I started in an entry-level position and worked my way up, eventually earning my Certified Trust and Fiduciary Advisor and Certified Wealth Strategist designations. Today, I manage a diverse and complex portfolio ranging from irrevocable trusts and estates to investment management accounts and individual retirement accounts. It's intellectually challenging, deeply relational, and honestly, never boring. Personally, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a mother of adult children, which still means being on call 24/7 for emotional support, grocery advice, and the occasional mystery illness diagnosis via text. I'm also a fitness instructor, which has taught me the importance of energy, consistency, and how to get a group of skeptical adults to do squats with a smile on their face. Spoiler alert, leadership is required in both boardrooms and bar classes. In my downtime, when it exists, I enjoy hiking, cooking, and reading. I also have a small addiction to podcasts about organizational psychology and leadership philosophy, which I try to balance with lighter content like murder mysteries and true crime documentaries. Just in case this whole fiduciary career doesn't work out and I want to moonlight as a detective. When I first started at Frost, I didn't necessarily see myself as a leader. I was a hard worker, yes. Organized? Absolutely. But leadership felt like a title someone else gave you. Over time, though, I began to realize that leadership isn't about a title. It's about influence, impact, and integrity. Throughout my career, I've taken on various informal leadership roles, training new team members, leading cross-functional projects, and becoming a trusted voice during transitions, especially when we've implemented new systems or navigated regulatory changes. People started turning to me for guidance, not because I had all the answers, because I was steady, approachable, and always willing to find a solution. That's when I realized I was already leading, I just hadn't claimed it yet. The Organizational Leadership Program helped me evolve from instinctual leadership to intentional leadership. It gave me language for what I had been doing intuitively, like transformational leadership, servant leadership, and emotional intelligence, and challenged me to sharpen those skills. I've become more strategic, more aware of how I influence others, and more committed to developing leadership in those around me. Outside of work, I lead in other spaces too. I've coordinated community fundraisers, led church initiatives, and as I mentioned, I lead fitness classes. You learn a lot about people's motivation and mindset when you're encouraging them to hold a plank for 60 seconds. The truth is, leadership shows up in all areas of our life, and I've come to see it as a calling, not just a role. One of the most profound takeaways from the program has been the importance of data-driven leadership. I used to lean heavily on experience and intuition when making decisions, which works to a point. But the coursework on using data to drive strategic decisions opened my eyes to how much more effective leadership becomes when it's anchored in measurable insight. Whether it's tracking client satisfaction metrics, evaluating operational efficiency, or assessing employee engagement, I've learned how to balance the quantitative with the qualitative, something I now apply regularly in my fiduciary work. I no longer rely solely on what feels right. I now ask, what does the data say? It's made me more confident, precise, and respected by both peers and leadership. Another standout concept was the organizational perspective on ethics. In trust administration, ethics are non-negotiable, but the program helped me understand ethics not just as a compliance issue, but as a leadership responsibility to set the tone, to model integrity, and build a culture that doesn't just follow the rules, but holds itself to a higher standard. We also explored system thinking, which fundamentally changed how I look at problems. And I now understand that most organizational issues are not isolated. They're interconnected, and solving one part of the puzzle often affects others. The broader lens has helped me become more effective in cross-departmental collaboration and conflict resolution. Let's talk about challenges, because no leadership journey is complete without them, and the Organizational Leadership Program certainly gave me opportunities to grow through discomfort. Time management has been my greatest challenge. Balancing full-time work, academic assignments, family life, and fitness instructions has sometimes felt like a high-stakes game of Jenga. One missed deadline or unexpected crisis, and it all feels like it might come crashing down. I've had to get very good at saying no to non-essentials, managing my calendar, and giving myself permission to turn in done instead of perfect. Writing has also been a journey. I don't dread writing itself. It's the mental energy it requires after a long workday. Composing a thoughtful, well-argued paper after 10 hours of meetings and trust documentation can feel like a creative marathon. I've learned to write in blocks, outline early, and not let the blinking cursor intimidate me. What's helped most is when instructors provide clear expectations, meaningful feedback, and flexibility when life happens. When I feel supported by the learning environment, I engage more fully and produce better work. So, to instructors, keep doing what you're doing. Your support matters more than you know. Reflecting on this journey, I realize how much I've grown, not just professionally, but personally. The Organizational Leadership Program has helped me find my voice, clarify my leadership philosophy, and commit to a path of lifelong learning. I used to think leadership was about being in charge. Now I know it's about being responsible for the energy you bring into a space, for the way you empower others, and for the legacy you leave behind, whether that's in a boardroom, a classroom, or a community hall. The program didn't just teach me how to lead, it taught me how to think like a leader, to ask better questions, to challenge assumptions, and to lead from a place of curiosity, clarity, and compassion. I'm grateful for the challenge, the support, and the insight this program has offered. I feel more equipped than ever to lead in a way that is grounded, ethical, and deeply human. Thank you for walking this path with me, and here's to continuing the work of leadership wherever life leads next.